Welcome back to Metaphiles. This is the podcast that talks to you. Episode 23, Tattoos. I'm Jason Ford.
I'm Zach Caffrey.
I'm just joking.
I was
scared, but I wasn't.
I was scared
Yeah.
because I was thinking, what is this bit and how do I play along with it?
That's a primal fear.
Yeah. And then I thought maybe it was that you were feeling, you were Jones and you had the shakes because you were worried that you hadn't had any ink put into your skin, your subdermal layer.
My subdermal.
Your subdermal.
Subdermal.
Nope. It takes more than just wanting it bad enough to do that.
Like many, many things.
Mm-hmm. Did we say that's the podcast that talks to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just kind of got it out through the fear.
I was so scared by you being so scared that I was scared now that we didn't do
Fear not.
yet.
You gotta, it's a part of improv. You gotta follow the fear, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was doing.
Yeah. Yes, and follow the fear. Always be closing. Every line should be the last line of a scene.
Right.
If you're
Bye.
doing good improv. Yes. Yes, and also bye from me too.
That was tight.
Yeah. So I will see you next week.
I'm scared.
I'm scared, but I gotta go.
See you next week.
Okay. Later.
That was perfect.
And scene. That was a perfect improv scene.
Wow.
We did all three of the things.
We kind of did.
Yeah.
In a metaphysical way.
Absolutely.
Meta improv way.
Yeah. Better watch your ass, Matt Besser.
Who dat?
He's part of the Upright Citizens Brigade. Famous improv troupe.
UCB. Okay.
Yep. The Uckabs.
Uh-huh.
We're part of the YUKB. The Yucks Boys.
Mm-hmm.
That's our improv team. Two-man improv team. Yucks Boys.
Yucks Boys. And it's Yuxbois.
Yep. Yucks Boys.
That's funny.
We're not fucks boys. We're yucks boys.
Ain't a fuck boy, I'm a yuck boy.
Yuck boy. A fuck boy is somebody who is only interested in the fucking. Right?
No, he's just like a kind of a, don't want to use a misogynistic term, but he's kind of a bitch boy. It's a bit of a pseudonym, I believe. He just kind of like rats people out and like lies to people and like just kind of fucks around. And
but there is a
some
component of it that
kinda guy?
a fuck
Weaselly?
boy is like a...
Like he'll do anything to fuck?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah. And
on a fuck boy level.
And we will do just about anything for the yucks. So we really are yucks boys.
Anything for a yuck. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure.
We do just about anything for yucks.
Just
including
about.
spending a whole hour talking about what?
Tattoos.
Tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
You said it so stuttery that I wonder if some people might have thought that this week we were talking about twos, and you just said tattoos.
Tattoos.
Or we're talking about... Yeah. But we're not talking about twos.
Talk about tattoos.
Tattoos.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to talk about.
Well, guess we should start talking.
Yeah.
I got some tattoos recently on my face.
Yes, and me too. Bye. Uh, yeah, we decided for this episode that we should get tattoos.
Drop some money.
We got twos. We got two each, so we got twos.
2 tattoos?
We got tats, twos.
Mm-hmm.
Two, tats, twos.
We should have got tattoos of the letter 2. We two got tattoos of 2s.
We tattooed twos.
You too.
We tattooed tutus.
Yeah, we should have both got 2 2s. We tattooed 2 2s.
Tutus right here. So it's because our brains are doing like ballet up here. Our brains are.
Something like that.
They're spinning around and they're so elegant with the things they say.
Maybe closer to Cirque du Soleil or maybe the Jackass movies. Something closer. But somewhere in there. Sure.
How come those two never
Tutus.
got together?
Cirque du Soleil and Jackass?
Yeah.
Because we live in an imperfect world.
Yeah.
We just got to live with the fact that there's never going to be a Cirque du Soleil Jackass
Where
collab.
French people that are painted blue ram shopping carts into each other.
The
And,
Blue
like,
Men as well?
Sure, they're there too. Yeah, why not?
Sorry.
These guys are fun.
We go to like ABC, we're like, we got a perfect show. It's a Blue Man group, right?
Yeah.
Cirque du Soleil,
Yeah.
Jackass.
Yeah.
We mash them all together.
And they're all smacking each other on the testicles and stuff, but with cello music playing.
Cello music and pipes that they're dinging on and blowing into, and it's
Yeah.
supposed to be entertaining, but it's like, okay, I get it. Once you're 5 seconds in, and then they're hanging from the ceiling as well.
And it's a little bit Jack Class.
Jack Class.
Jack
Ooh.
Class. It's Jackass for a higher
Breaking
brow.
into a new audience.
Yeah.
Sure. Man, that's honestly a good layup plays that I slept on, to be perfectly honest. Oh well.
Yeah. What is it called if a thing happens that is a layup play, but it's not? Metaphiles is what it's called, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. But you got a lovely
It's right here.
bowling ball.
Right here is when I got the tattoo. It's bowling ball for remind me that if I act right, go up to Pinewood Lanes up top up there.
That's right. It's to keep you on the right path.
Keep me down the lane, straight to the strike.
Yeah.
Knock out all the pins,
Like how,
straight and narrow.
and I did Google this today to make sure that it was not false, kind of like how former Korn guitarist Head got a tattoo of Jesus on his hand so he would not masturbate. And that is true, and he said that is why.
I think he's regretting that.
Probably.
Huh.
Yeah. Do you think he would have then have gotten it covered up? By
Possibly.
get it altered to be a tattoo of a nice looking lady or fella, whichever.
Or he just had him tattoo like makeup on Jesus and
Uh-oh. Look, my own face tattoo should make it clear I'm not going to deal with that kind of talk today.
little sacrilegious. Sacrilegious.
It's harder to do it at the end of a word.
A little bit sacrilegious. Anyways, what a weirdo.
Yeah. And
Well,
all
and-
those fellas from Korn, they all seem like such nice boys.
And he went off and did something like that. Weird.
Putting lipstick on your Jesus tattoo.
I'm sorry. Hey,
Hey.
following the fear. Always be closing,
Yep.
whatever else. I also had a LP for lay a play as I put the P backward as a stylistic choice
Yeah.
and not a mistake because mirrors are hard to draw into.
Tattoo into.
Tattoo into.
Yeah.
Because the tattoo artist wanted to do it in front of the mirror to make sure he'd be able to do it if he had to always look into a mirror when doing tattoos.
We went to the tattoo shop together, of course. We're never apart.
Uh-huh.
and I was watching your tattoo artist doing your tattoo in the mirror, and you had your eyes closed because you wanted to be surprised, and the tattoo artist did take a selfie in the mirror. So I think that is why your P is backwards. Sorry.
It was a stylistic choice. So that's all. I mean, I thank you for your condolences.
Yeah.
But completely on purpose.
And I asked for an upside down cross because I love heavy metal so much, and I also asked for the word wow. But I was tired, and I got into my anti-gravity boots that I like to sleep in.
Right.
So...
Yeah, I want to get tattooed an upside down cross because I like heavy metal, and then wow.
Wow. Of a face tattoo, wow is not the worst.
Wow.
Wow.
That actually is kind of a good tattoo, just the word wow.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Talking tattoos and us.
Oh.
Yeah, before these ones.
Yeah.
You have none.
Nope. I ain't got none.
I have one. Which is this. It's a
Tooth.
tooth.
Yeah.
And
Pretty cool.
it represents how I have teeth.
Yeah, you do have teeth.
Mm-hmm. And I always will. And I
God
always
willing.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man. That's very you.
To have teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Zach move for sure.
I always hope when I leave a room, people are like, that guy's got teeth.
Did you see that shit in that guy's mouth? Yeah, I think it's called teeth. Wow.
You know that Zach, that guy with the teeth?
Oh, yeah, Zach.
No, I tell a real story of the tooth, I suppose.
Let's have a tooth story.
Let's have a real tooth story. This is a truthful tooth story.
Toothful. I love that adjective describing some food, by the way.
Toothful.
Yeah.
I bit into a...
Is it toothsome?
It is toothsome. And I don't know what toothsome means.
I think it means just it tastes good.
I would rather find that out than tell the story for a second. So let's just...
Well, I'll tell you what is toothsome is 100 Checkers fries. That's a toothsome wager that I took and earned a great helicopter from it.
Toothsome means temptingly tasty. Ooh. Or of a person good-looking, attractive.
Oh.
So there you go.
Toothsomely tasty. Okay.
Hey, you're toothsome. You want to get a drink?
Yeah. That's time I'm going to do that. Walk up to a girl. You're toothsome. What are you drinking? Bye. Can't turn off the improv. What do you got?
Sure. For many, many years now, my roommates and I have been running a DIY music venue. I'm looking at you as I say it, even though you already know this.
I know who it is.
We are called The Mouth Hole. We built papier-mâché teeth around a stage so that the performers play their things standing inside of a giant mouth. And at one of our shows, somebody was doing tattoos, but only off of a flash paper, which is a term we can just go ahead and explain now, because it's going to come up. Flash tattoos are tattoos that the drawings are on a paper. They're pre-drawn. Tattoo parlors always have all of them all over the walls.
Yeah. And
a flash tattoo is where somebody wants a tattoo, but they have absolutely no imagination, and so they just go, that one.
Mm-hmm.
So this person
the
was
upside down cross.
Yeah. But anti-gravity boots. I could use a nap. So this person was doing them, and on that day, because there was no consequences to saying this, I was like, if they had a tooth or anything tooth related, I'd get one, knowing that they didn't. then years later, somebody was just doing stick and poke tattoos at one of our shows. And one of my roommates came over and had a tooth on his wrist. And I thought, well, perhaps it's time to put my money where a tooth goes, which is a mouth. And so I quick texted the other roommate, which is my brother, and said, hey, if we all three get one of these, the exact same one in the exact same place, then I would get one. He also didn't have any tattoos at this point. And he agreed to it. And so all three of us have one of these now in the same spot on the same right wrist, because the three of us do these shows. And it's one of my favorite things I've ever done in my life is to do these shows.
It's a big part of your life in general. Is
very much so. Sorry for the buzzing there. I was receiving a phone call, which I am ignoring because it is not podcast related.
Maybe they have tattoos.
Huh?
Maybe they had tattoos.
I have to find out later. I should have answered and just said, do you have tattoos? Let them answer and then hung up. But it's
yes, and that includes answering your phone.
You're right. And I also was scared of the phone call, and I did not follow the fear. I did close it, so I did follow one of the rules.
We'll be right back.
But yes, this is my one tattoo, and I don't regret it.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's even without the backstory, it's just a cool tattoo. You just have a fucking tooth.
Yeah, it's just simple.
Yeah.
And, they say that once you ink, you don't think.
Well, that doesn't help me. I never got inked.
Yeah, until today. With your bowling ball.
It's never... I just wasn't thinking the whole time. I didn't get inked. What's going to happen if I do get inked for real? I'm scared.
But other than this one and these ones on my face, I got a plan to get one more.
Really?
And I will only get it when a specific thing has happened in my life. And I'm not going to reveal what the thing is, and I'm not going to reveal what the tattoo is. But when this thing happens, if it happens, which I'm not going to give up trying to make it happen until it happens.
Whenever, if ever.
So, when and if I will have one other tattoo on this wrist, but then that's it. Oh, and just Zach rules right here on my chest, but that's it. Oh, and then one below it that says, and by Zach I mean me, my name is Zach, and I was saying that I rule, just to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
People are like, what does that tattoo mean? Well, so I'm Zach, first of all. It's a long story.
Yes. Got the tattoo because of all that stuff I said. Before that, we did not ever plan to have one. No beef with the tattoos, just didn't have anything
No beef with the tattoos? No beef with people who have tattoos or anything like that?
Not most of them. Okay. I mean, we'll get more into that, but for yourself, no tattoos.
Yeah.
Never gonna have a tattoo, other than the ones that you got today.
I don't know what I would get. The prospect that it's always going to be there, and that it's just purely aesthetic. It's just not my vibe, either. It's just not my vibe.
Yeah.
Would
you consider getting a tattoo that says Zach rules, and then in parentheses, see Zach with an arrow pointing to me, because we're never apart, and then they will look at my tattoo?
Yes, and I would get my own tattoo about myself, too.
But, oh no.
Anyways, bye.
And there you go. Another perfect improv scene.
We're killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man. Maybe at some point it'll just pop into my head like the perfect tattoo idea, but until that day comes, and it's not going to be a bowling ball on my cheek. I can tell you
because you've already done that.
Right. What am I going to do with both? I'm going to look like a clown or something, you know?
Who uses 2 bowling balls?
That's a good idea. 2 bowling balls.
Oh, because then you can go up to throw and be like...
Yeah.
double your chances every throw.
2 balloon balls. You throw them at the same time.
Yeah. Wow. But the tattoo, not utilitarian, which if anybody remembers from our haircut episode, that's what you're all about.
Yeah, that's why I do this podcast. Yeah, no, I mean, just really, it's just like, I don't know. There's no visual avatar that would be meaningful enough to permanently put it on my body.
Yeah. What if a rich person walked up to you?
Okay.
And said, I will give you this briefcase with $1 million in it. And they open the briefcase and it does have $1 million in it and it's real.
I'm like, okay, it's $1 million. Okay.
Yeah, and you count it super fast.
Visually confirm it. Okay.
And they say, I will give you this $1 million if you tattoo metaphiles on your forehead. The word metaphiles.
Sure. And then I just spend, 0.05% of that $1 million to get it removed. Be Gucci.
All right. You tricked the rich man or woman. You tricked them.
If the clause was that... if there was a clause that I could not get it removed permanently, then I actually probably wouldn't do it.
Because we're going to make $1 million on the podcast anyway.
Tattoo or no tattoo, yeah.
Yeah. There's certain companies that will give people free food at their establishments for life if they tattoo their logo on themselves.
Yeah, the hot dog guy at 4th and Church with the hot dog stand. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I have his face tattooed on my lower back. That's the other tattoo I have that I forgot.
Tramp stamp of the hot dog guy down at 4th and Church. Nice fella.
I got that glizzy guy tramp stamped on me.
Yeah, I got a tramp stamp as a glizzy guy. Huh? That wouldn't be worth it. Not at all.
No. I don't think there's any restaurant that I want to eat that much. What if you got a tattoo of your own face on the back of your head, and then you can still grow your hair back out, but if you ever needed to have your own face twice...
If I needed to be facing one direction, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, if you ever were,
didn't know.
If the rich person that you tricked got mad and they're going to be sending assassins at you, now guess what? They will never think that you don't see them coming.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, it's my chance, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah. You'd also probably need to work out a way... You'd have to have fake eyelids on the back of your head that you have a little string that you pull to make it look like you're blinking, because then they really will think it's your face.
Just shoot me. Send it. If I'm pulling strings attached to the back of my head, which is tattooed with my face in order to make it appear, but I'm blinking my eyes, put a bullet in my head. End it.
All right.
It's already over.
Okay. I think you could still have a nice life that way. You don't have to be pulling the string when you're at home.
I'm like out in public, I'm like, I'm sorry. What are you doing? What are you pulling a string for? Forget it. Don't worry about it.
All right. Well, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do that.
I'm picturing one of the strings malfunction and the other one works still, so I wink at the hitman.
Now you're winking at the hitman.
Possibly a hit woman.
Yeah, maybe you get
like,
a little...
I'm going to kill him.
Oh, no, I'm in love with him.
He's so beautiful. It's like his face is drawn perfectly symmetrically. I can't resist. Oh. And then I have to live my happily married life for the rest of my life with her, facing away from her, or else she's gonna not love me anymore.
Right.
And she's like, you've never eaten something. You have to. You're starving to death. It's been 20 years.
And also, I think it's time we got that surgery that makes your arms bend the correct way. And I
Why
don't...
do you shit standing up? And why is it always liquid?
And what you call sex, where you just bump your butt against me for a while, it's just not doing it for me. But I can't stop loving the way you wink.
Are you sure you don't need glasses? You walked off a cliff at the Grand Canyon. You almost died.
And I've gotten used to the fact that when you respond to me, your mouth doesn't move. I've gotten used to that. But there's other problems that
and
we have.
I know that you don't drink milkshakes with the back of your head. That's not impossible. I just turn around.
Jay,
Wow.
you have a working face on the back of your head.
You're deformed. You're an abomination. Oh my God. There's a dick in your butt. So stupid. Oh,
Oh, yeah, I think I just did too.
no, wait, you're still good. The tattoos are fresh, so
Yeah, you know, when a
Fresh
tattoo hasn't
tattoos.
healed yet, it can smear.
yeah.
All right.
Anyways, welcome to Leia Plays. I think a good podcast would be called Piecast, and the guest on the podcast can't stop talking. They can stop talking if they inhale air at a limit of 2 seconds. And then, aside from that, if they stop talking, they get a pie in the face.
Mm.
That's the whole podcast, and they have to talk about something they don't know about. So, what's the topic that I don't know about?
Pi. The numerical equation pi. 3.14 blah 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 blah.
Go ahead and intro me into it.
Oh, am I hosting Piecast? Okay. Welcome to Piecast, and here we have our very special guest, Joe Namath, famous trophy, and he is going to talk to us all about what he's going to talk to us about, and he's going to start right now.
Hello,
and
my
meanwhile, our pie today is pecan. It was made by my Aunt Sue, and here we go.
Hello, my name is Joe Namath. I had a statue or trophy or something like that. I have to talk about pi right now. I don't really know much about pi. I know it's a bunch of letters, or numbers rather, in a row. It's a decimal number, and I really like the way pecan pie tastes, but if it hits me in the face, it's probably going to hurt like a lot because it's one of the harder pies, to be honest. And when I agreed to do this podcast, I thought that the pie would be like a cream pie or something like just whipped cream, and then when it went to my face, it would just kind of splatter everywhere. But pecan pie sounds like it's just going to be really abrasive and hurtful on my face. And how much longer do we have in this podcast? I asked you the question, but I can't stop talking, so you're just going to have to answer me while I'm talking still, because if I stop talking, I'll get a pie in my face. And I don't want to do that because I feel like it's hard to talk about the topic because I just can't even really think about it.
Yes, and there's a ghost right over there. Bye. All three.
It would keep going.
Oh, but I was doing the 3 rules of improv.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, you made it funny.
I made it sound.
Think about it. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Metaphiles, Segment 2, Tattoos in the World.
Segment tattoo.
Oh! I'm your host, Jason Michael Ford, and my co-host,
Zachary William Caffrey here.
oh,
So many of us have tattoos. But why does the world... What does the world... But does the world have tattoos? And,
Bye. NPR improv.
Welcome to Yes and.
Today we're doing a story about a three-legged, one-armed comedian.
And a ghoul that was following them.
They're both vegans.
And we all are vegans.
It's kind of a funny story. Anyways, lots of people have tattoos, don't they?
Yeah. Jay? Yes, they do. And this is one of the ones where, hey, guess what? Everybody's had tattoos, and they had them the whole time.
Everybody?
Every single one. Name a person, and I'll tell you what their tattoo was.
Abraham Lincoln.
He had a hatchet, the Hatchet Man from ICP. It didn't mean that then. That's actually where ICP got it.
I don't know what that leave-in looks like.
He's a little cartoon guy holding a hatchet. Insane Clown Posse used the logo a lot, but originally they got it from Abraham Lincoln. Had that tattoo over his heart to remind him that he came from a log cabin.
Mm-hmm.
So that even when he was president, he still remembered his humble beginnings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where did I come from? Oh, log cabin.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah.
All right, awesome.
He had to move his beard to the side. Yeah. I can tell you the oldest tattoo that we've found.
How? So it must have been recorded in some other medium that such a person had a tattoo.
Nope.
Is it skin that somehow survived?
Yep. And how would that happen?
Calcification.
Well, no, I'll give you a hint for our video audience.
Mummification?
Mummy. Tattoo on a mummy.
It's a tattoo on a mummy.
It's a mummy tattoo, innit? Move the bandage, Hatchet Man.
Look at that, he's got a Hatchet Man tattoo. He's from ancient Egypt. They didn't have insane clown posse back then. Or the Beatles.
They didn't have us in ancient Egypt. The oldest
Scarabs.
tattoo.
It would have been the Scarabs. So the Beatles.
Well.
Anyways, sorry.
Oh,
Just a little joke. Just a little history joke for you.
Well earned.
Thank you.
Otzi the Iceman.
Iceman.
Otzi the Iceman. Frozen in ice, mummified in the ice.
That's dope.
Yeah. In the Alps.
Oh. Ooh.
And they found it. They found Otzi. And Otzi has 61 tattoos. Some of them just little dots that they thought may have come from an ancient practice of acupuncture, which would throw off previously held assumptions about the creations of acupuncture. So when we get to our acupuncture episode, we will have to remember this.
They're pretty close, acupuncture and tattoo.
Yeah.
You know?
Tattoo-puncture.
Tattoo-puncture. Yes.
Yeah. Relax your back and get a cool dragon. One-stop shopping. Dating back to 3250 BCE.
That's before they even had bowling.
Yeah.
No, wait. Bowling was 5K BC, I think. No. Yeah.
Can't remember.
Wait, it was 2000.
Everybody hold on 1 second. We're going to go and watch that episode. We're back. I wasn't paying that much attention to the episode. My tattoo hurts. Tattoos hurt.
Your tattoo hurts.
I don't like it. So yeah, that's the oldest one. But there was tattoos all lots of places too.
Okay.
And I can give you a copy and pasted thing, and then there's going to be a lot we're going to skip.
Okay.
Okay? So basically, it seems like tattoos kind of happened in all cultures, but ancient tattooing was most widely practiced among the Austronesian people. It was one of the early technologies developed by the Proto-Austronesians in Taiwan and coastal South China prior to at least 1500 BC. I mean, it had to be. Before the Austronesian expansion into the islands of the Indo-Pacific. It may have originally been associated with headhunting. Tattooing traditions, including facial tattooing, can be found among all Austronesian subgroups, including Taiwanese Aborigines, Islander Southeast Asians, Micronesians, Polynesians, and Malagasy people. Austronesians used the characteristic hafted skin puncturing technique using a small mallet and a piercing implement made from citrus thorns, fish bone, other bone, and oyster shells. So that's how it started.
Huh.
Got all that?
Well, I like Other Bone as a band name.
Other bone.
And how do you reckon they just decided to do that?
Well,
You know?
a thing I did not write down but found is that when the skin is scraped in such a way and dirt gets trapped in there and the skin heals, sometimes that will leave that.
Yeah.
So I think somebody probably saw that and was like, I bet I could turn that into a wolf.
Oh. Let's have a picture of that on the fact tube.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, wow.
That looks cool.
Thank you, FactTube.
Yeah.
Jeez. I already like the FactTube so much, I'm going to be sad when it's not here next episode.
Yeah.
That might get nailed onto the table, and whatever new props will just sit next to it.
Well, just a little educational implement for the edification of our listeners.
Yeah. And
Watchers.
for anybody, yeah, in case there's anybody who's not watching right now, please look at your screen now, and let's just get one more fact on the FactTube now that we understand its powers.
Sure.
What's a fact we'd like to know? I'd like to know what a banyan tree looks like. FactTube. Oh. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Thanks, FactTube. And then I got one other one that's in a lot of the research that I did. Tattooing and New Zealand, very intertwined. I believe it's pronounced Maori people, indigenous to New Zealand, big on tattoos. For the Maori, delineated lineage, social position, status within a tribe, and also was used as a vehicle for storage of tapu, or the spiritual being of a person.
Tapu tattoo?
A tapu tattoo. And their tapu would be stored in the tattoo and go to the afterlife with them. So for those people, the tattoo is the Pinewood Lanes.
Ooh.
Just saying that just now.
I'm ahead of the game.
A little bit.
Hold on. I always knew I was half New Zealand, Maori. I always knew it.
You always knew until you got the bowling ball on your face, and now you really...
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to skip to the North America. By the American Revolution, tattooing was popular with sailors, which is earlier than I would have thought.
Really, yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be dope as hell to be like a sailor and have a tattoo.
Yeah.
Because you're a sailor, and like that's the most legit tattoo.
Yeah. The sailor
like
tattoo
anybody has, probably. Yeah. Props to sailors with tattoos.
Yeah.
You're killing it.
Hey, you know what?
You're killing it.
I'm going to go ahead and say props to sailors without tattoos. I dream of a life at sea. Being a swabby out there.
Bring me
on
the
the
horizon.
blue.
Yeah. You know?
Sure. 30 Seconds to Mars. Are those similar bands at all?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, no. Those are totally different bands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that not why you said Bring Me the Horizon?
No, it's just a term, but it is a band.
Oh.
It was a metalcore band, a Christian metalcore band.
Yeah.
Surprised you were aware.
I've heard of it as a band name. I didn't realize it was a phrase outside of that, and now I feel a little stupid.
I thought you were a landlubber.
I am, but I dream of a life at sea. On the briny.
Dang old brownie. Sure.
By post-Civil War times, tattoos were popular among the upper class.
Really?
Crazy.
That is bizarre.
But then, by the beginning of WW1, aka the Great
The
War,
great one. That shit's great. Whoa!
the electric tattoo machine was created, and now everybody can have a tattoo. And so, guess what? Rich people don't like them no more.
We're seeing a trend here. Oh, they're bowling too? I don't like bowling. I never did that.
Oh, their shoes are as long as dicks?
Yeah.
Not allowed
big
anymore.
shoes, I hate those.
So, quickly after that, they began to be associated with criminals, rebels, outsiders, but still very much also associated with sailors, military service people. That trend never ceased up until today. Is that tattoos and the military always are together.
Tattoos and people that actually get shit done instead of rich motherfuckers.
Right. So for a long time, tattooing existed in what is now referred to as old school style, which are essentially sailor tattoos. What you think of as a sailor tattoo, and they would only do certain things. There was essentially a flashcard list of things you could get: mermaid, swallow, heart, anchor, eagle, panther, snake, American flag, dagger, lady. Then, in the 70s, what is known as new school tattooing began, and it was largely born out of Californian tattooing, and incorporated all kinds of visual ideas, allowed for kind of the first time ever for customers to suggest ideas, which expands the artist's palette. Also, artists, for the first time ever, tattoo artists begin sharing techniques with each other, which had never been done before. So the whole thing opened up in the 70s. And so in 1975, there were, I don't know how they get these numbers that I'm about to say, but in 1975, there were 40 tattoo artists that were like on record as being that or whatever. 40 of them. By 1980, to meet growing demand, 5,000.
Wow.
Tattoos blew up 75 to 80. They were still, for many years after that, associated with troublemakers, biker gangs, etc. It's not until fairly recently they became as commonplace as they are. But there you have it.
It kind of parallels like smoking weed. Like I remember early in life, they had a commercial on TV, and they were talking about weed, but they didn't really say it. But they fried an egg in a pan. They said, "This is your brain on drugs."
Yes.
And like weed was like they called it dope, I guess, and like it was like it'll ruin your life. And now everybody just smokes weed. It's like it's like such a mainstream thing.
One thing that's
Sounds like
odd.
tattoos is the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know?
One thing that's odd about that commercial is "This is your brain" is a soupy mess that nobody except Rocky wants. This is your brain on drug. It is the version of the thing that you are the most used to seeing and happy about.
Beautiful, delicious omelet.
Yeah. It's kind of... They should have had that commercial go in reverse.
Yeah.
It should have been... Drugs on is brain, you're this.
Uh-huh. That would have stopped people doing drugs, yeah. This is your brain on drugs. Wait, that looks. I'm hungry for breakfast now. I want Waffle House. Don't do drugs.
Just don't.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Bye. That's a good point. I never even thought about that.
Yeah. And
idiots.
I mean, you know, there's tattoos that are just all over the world, and there's so many people has different ones.
What do you think about a person when they have a bunch of tattoos? You first meet them, an initial impression, the first impression. Yeah. What is that?
So
it elicits, it conjures.
Yeah. A normal person would see that person and think criminal, degenerate, outsider.
Sure.
I see the person, and they have so many tattoos, and I think, okay, so you're that person. You're the has a lot of tattoos person.
That's so accurate.
Yeah. And also, the higher up past the collar, past the shoulders, the higher your tattoos keep going, I think that more and more.
Yeah.
As much as society has embraced the tattoo, the face tattoo, get off my lawn. Other than ours, which are cool.
Yeah, I mean, what makes a person want something to be on their face permanently? Other than that beautiful face that God gave them,
Every tattoo, kind of, is my joke tattoo of Zach rules, and by the way, I am Zach. Every tattoo is a little bit that.
Yeah.
And if you have one
Look
on
at
your
how
face...
cool this shit is that I thought to put on my face.
Yeah. And everybody out there listening who has tattoos is mad now. Or you aren't mad and you get it and you're one of the people who has probably got good tattoos.
Sure. I mean, everybody has hobbies, and some people really just like tattoos, and so they get, maybe it's...
Yeah.
It's not like completely invalid.
No, certainly not. I'm not, and we're not into why tattoo, but I'm in no way going to negate the tattoo as a form of self-expression. I have one. But too many is too many.
Yeah. Well, it's just like... It's strange to me. I just can't get into that headspace where, hey, I have to get as many tattoos as I possibly can. They have to be all over my face. Yeah, I don't identify with that feeling.
Yeah.
And I think somebody would have some different life experiences that would make it important to them in a way that is not to me.
Yeah. And listen, if you're out there hosting the face tattoo show, then maybe our show seems bad.
No chance.
To that show.
Probably not.
Well, not this episode.
I think, really what, like, how you said it, like, that person is, like, it's kind of true. It's kind of true.
Yeah. And it's not to say that you might not strike up a conversation with that person and find them to be very interesting. That's happened to me plenty of times.
Person,
sure, yeah. No coin has one side. But
Travis
also...
Barker.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't want to listen to his music, but I bet he's a nice fella. But if George Washington's face had tattoos on it, would it be on the dollar bill?
You just blew a booger out of my
I
nose.
saw it.
Well, let's see what George Washington...
Let's see what that would look like.
And there goes the booger out of his nose.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's a fact from the fact tube. So,
We'll be right back. We're back. Metaphiles, segment 3. Concerning
tat
tattoos. Tat 3. Why tattoos?
why?
Why? I mean, you're the person to ask. You tattoo having some bitch.
Yeah.
Why? Well, you
I said why.
Yeah.
And,
Well, given the motivation that we have heard, why is it significant that it's permanently etched into your body?
right.
Because it's part of you, sort of?
Yeah.
Why can't you just
I can
remember it?
answer that for this one.
Sure.
On top of all the good memories that are conjured by it, of all the shows that we've had that have been running the thing has been life-changing and wonderful. Beyond that, a big lesson of running the venue, the Mouth Hole, is to always chase creativity and be open to knowing that if an idea begins imperfectly, it will become what it is organically as it has its existence. That is what that means, and that is something that I will look at and always want to think about that.
Cool.
It's like Abe Lincoln seeing his roots on his chest.
Or head not
Or
wanting to jerk
yeah,
off.
it's right in between those two things. It is a reminder, a permanent reminder that will always be there, unless my arm gets chopped off. Of to always follow creativity and believe in my instincts creatively.
That's dope, man.
Yeah. So the idea of it being permanent is a good why. The tattoo that should be a tattoo should be something that is always going to mean something the whole time.
It has to achieve a level of permanency, even not being made into a permanent tattoo. Even before, it needs to have,
Yeah.
needs to achieve that level before you make it permanent.
Yeah.
It's already be permanent.
So for some people, it will be like, I'm always going to think that barbed wire is cool. I'm always going to think that.
I'm always going to need my exact face tattooed in the back of my head.
Always. But no, you would hope for the person who does have barbed wire on their bicep, you would hope that there's a meaning to them beyond that. A lot of people, no. But you don't have to pass a test of any kind to get a tattoo. You don't have to take a what does this mean quiz.
It's free country.
It's free country.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get a tattoo on you that says, don't tread on me. So that you will remember that it's a free country.
Hey, goddamn commies. Oh, never mind. It's free country.
I want to tell a story about a friend of mine's tattoo that I feel like exists in the Y tattoo realm.
Is
sort
it
of.
sanctioned?
Yes. I just spoke on the phone with this friend today to make sure I had all the details.
Face tattoo.
No.
Okay.
No. It's on the shoulder, the back shoulder, the back of my friend Mary, who was visiting Thailand, loves to travel. heard of a place where you get this very specific kind of tattoo. Takes a train out of whatever city she was in Thailand. The train takes her to a bus station. She gets on a bus. The bus takes her to a depot for this kind of little truck called a tuk-tuk. Takes the tuk-tuk to a temple.
Takes tuk-tuk to a temple.
At the temple are monks. Monks who are male are not allowed to touch female skin.
They can't even touch him.
So, women in the temple hold Mary's skin and stretch it, get it taut on either side of the spot where the tattoo is going to be.
He takes a train to a tuk-tuk to a temple, gets his skin taut. Okay.
Yeah. And all this, by the way, is going to be for a tattoo, so you're going to have at least one more of those.
Oh.
So, the women stretch the skin. The monk puts a towel so that he can place his hand on the towel and not touch the skin and steady himself.
Wow.
Uses a bamboo needle and a mallet, taps the mallet on the bamboo needle, which is dipped in ink every 20 or so pierces.
Okay.
After 1 hour, Mary has a 5 by 5 inch tattoo of a Buddhist text written in either Hindi or Sanskrit, she doesn't know, in strips that are meant to represent bamboo reeds. And that's what women get. Men get a temple, and the points of the temple have the text. And what the tattoo is, according to the thing, she made sure to say, who knows what it actually says, because she can't read that, but what she was told is that it is a blessing to ensure well-being for a traveler. So she, as being a person who travels, got this on her back. But the blessing comes with rules, and if you break the rules, the blessing fades in power. And
Sounds like life.
One of the only rule that she could remember is her
That's
blessing.
not good.
Yeah, her blessing for her tattoo will lose power every time she feeds a monkey by hand. Not allowed to do that.
Huh.
But here's the best part. Outside of the temple, there are monks selling cartons of cigarettes. You go in the temple, and the tattoo artist monks are paid in cigarettes.
Okay.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
What? They've what do they pay the people that bring the cigarettes to the people who can bring the monks the cigarettes?
They pay them in cigarettes. But so Jay, knowing everything you know now,
Okay.
do you want to say what happened to Mary one more time, now that you have all the details?
I don't know if I can remember it.
She took to a temple where a towel and
No.
a tattoo.
Took a train to took her to temple, got a tattoo with a towel, couldn't touch the skin. I'm scared, goodbye. Perfect improv bit. Perfect. Well,
So all of that as why tattoo, right? What an experience
yeah.
to take the tuk-tuk into the tuk-tuk to the temple to touch to.
Took in.
Like, that's incredible. And that's on her back forever, protecting her until she feeds monkeys.
Cool stuff, yeah.
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 Tattooing. Forms of expression. Also, typically on any topic, if we look at what religion thinks of it.
On any topic, All right, I'm done.
Typically, religion has issues with it. Most religions leave room for the tattoo. Even they can't fight it.
Sure.
It's
Well, Protestants view it as a desecration of the temple that is the human body.
Desecration of the temple that took.
Just gonna be talking about something normal and just start doing that. It's like you can't be cured. You're just gonna do it. Anyways,
Most religions, not all.
not
Naturally.
most religions.
Never going to get a full sweep on that. But
Well, it seems to be a differentiation between Western religions and Eastern religions. It took to train a temple and
I'm scared. Goodbye.
yeah, I mean, yeah. Huh.
Yeah, why tattoo?
You want
It's-
something permanent.
Yeah, it's a really, really bold piece of self-expression. It does go beyond fashion for many cultures.
It's purely a visual medium as well,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
You know, it's
You could
it's,
never-
it only counts visually.
You could never have an audio podcast tattoo. Couldn't do it.
Wow, you're right.
Will there ever be a thing that's a tattoo, but it's audio, where somebody's like, "Hey, hold your ear up to my elbow,"
Ooh, that's cool.
when you hear the sound of a spider web?
It's those cards that you can get that you open them up
Transformers?
and they. What are you talking about? Cards, Christmas card. You open it up and there's a little sound machine in it,
Yeah.
something like that. But it's a tattoo.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Audio
that's-
tattoo.
That can be done. I'd wager it can be done right now. Hell, I'll
Sure.
put 100 checkers fries
Just
on it.
whatever they put in those greeting cards, just slap that into your skin.
Right in there.
And mine would have this episode of Metaphiles in it.
It's in the palm of your hand, like, hey, what's up, I'm Zach. And it just starts.
Dun, ba, dun, 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 dun. And I hold their hand for an hour and however long.
Yeah, just listen to this part.
Hold on. Leia Plays is coming up. No, hold on.
Oh, man. That's why tattoo.
That's my tattoos. I like tattoos. I think they're cool. They've become a little bit oversaturated, as we discussed previously.
Yeah, I kind of feel a bit, especially places I hang out and the people I hang out with,
Yeah.
kind of feel like I got a non-tat privilege, you know.
You can go into the office building.
Get a raise. No, I really just no. I mean, I probably I like that I don't have any tattoos
It is the outlier at this point.
in our specifically in our friend group.
Absolutely. I have more
World that we have.
friends that have at least one tattoo than friends that have no tattoos, for sure, by a
Exactly.
wide margin.
Yeah,
And I like
me too.
most of them. Uh-oh.
Here's one he doesn't like.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, permanency really keeps coming to my mind as like the central attribute for tattoos. Permanency.
Yeah. It's the opposite of parades. A
Ooh.
tattoo is the opposite of a parade.
So that's the thing for sure. So, okay, so parades, we said, why do you want to just stand there and watch shit go by?
Yeah.
What's the point?
If you like something, it's going to be gone.
And you're like, we were like, why can't we just go to that place where that thing is? It stays in the same spot, so we
Yes.
don't have it, and we just be there.
Yeah.
Tattoo.
Yeah. If anybody in my life wanted to see a drawing of a tooth, they know right where to find it.
Yeah,
and
they're
it
not
ain't
gonna be
going
like-
nowhere.
They're gonna be like, hey, yeah, I think there was a tooth float in this parade in Pahrump, Nevada.
Pahrump.
Let's go and watch that parade so I can see a tooth.
Is Pahrump, Nevada, named after the little drummer boys Pahrumpa Pum Pum?
Let's find out.
Let's do it.
I didn't know that. Huh. Just blowing my mind. That's the tattoo I'm gonna get. A tattoo is the opposite. This tattoo is the opposite of a parade. Oddfellows 19. Wow.
Yeah.
That's why tattoo, everything, that's why not parade.
Yeah. Like, it would be impossible also in the terms of how they are opposite. We are definitely not going to walk out of this episode saying we don't care about tattoos. That would be impossible.
Yeah.
You can't be
right.
walking around on this planet and not have an opinion about the tattoo.
You're right.
I would wager there's nobody that you could ever walk up to and be like, what do you think of tattoos? And they'd be like, I never thought about it.
It just makes it less cool, right?
What does?
The fact that it's so prevalent.
Yeah. They have ceased to be, like, dangerous. Except the higher up the neck they go, they still are. But even that, kind of. Pop stars all have them now.
Mm-hmm.
What about a tattoo on the sole of the foot?
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good one. You could have on your left foot the word yes, and on your right foot the word no. And when we ask you a question, you just be like...
Every time.
Uh-huh.
Hey, do you want to keep that tab open? You're like 90. Trap drawer, Pinewood Lanes, parades, certainly not parades.
No.
Obviously not.
I put tattoos up there in the Pinewood. Yeah. Absolutely. Not everybody that has a tattoo gets to piggyback on the tattoo itself. Some people do tattoos wrong. Some people do music wrong. Some people do film wrong.
I was just about to say that, like, we've kind of been framing tattoos in general almost negatively. Well, I mean, I kind of feel like that just in the way I've been thinking about it. It's like, I don't know. I haven't been considering, like, there can be really fucking awesome tattoos.
Very,
You're like,
yeah.
that should have been a tattoo, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Someday,
a little biased, I feel.
someday,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna walk up to both of us, because we're never apart, and say, check this out. And they're gonna pull their shirt up, and they're gonna have a tattoo that says Metaphiles on it.
Oh.
And that's going to happen.
Oh.
And it's gonna be right on their heart where Abe Lincoln's hatchet man was. And they're gonna say, I got this to remind me to always be Pinewood. And to always be Rust Bowl.
No, I got this to remind me to subscribe to the Patreon Metaphiles.
And then I did subscribe to, I mean, it took one click to subscribe to it, but
All of our t-shirt ideas could be tattoos.
most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a thing in pop culture that you like enough that you would get it tattooed on you if you already, like, had a couple tattoos and were already, didn't have to labor on it too much? Seinfeld logo?
No. No. I don't think I have anything, man.
The famous painting of Kramer just on your whole back?
No. Yeah, man. I really, again, I'm just, the way I think about things, it's just not, it's just so not my vibe. A tattoo is just...
I got it. On your butt cheek. This is the part of the sign off that I say.
You get the same tattoo in every episode. We don't say it. We just moon the audience.
We just moon the audience. Hip check each other.
Pinewoods for tattoos.
Pinewoods for tattoos, absolutely.
Clearly.
And if there's any lady assassins out there who are really big fans of being winked at,
let's see the best tattoo you could find on the fact tube.
The best tattoo I can
Coolest
find.
tattoo you could find. Let's show it on the fact tube.
Okay. What is the criteria for best?
Your gut, man. You just see it and you know it's a cool tattoo. There's no question to it.
Okay. This is not it, but a separate friend of mine knew a guy. Don't worry about this. This guy had a tattoo, and then the tattoo had just a little X drawn over it, and then next to the tattoo, with an arrow pointing to that tattoo, was just a new tattoo that said "shitty tattoo," pointing to the old tattoo that was crossed out. That's pretty good.
A little self-aware.
Yeah.
Coolest tattoo?
But you got to be careful, because then maybe you get like the first one again, and you get that one crossed out, and you get an arrow pointing to that says, actually, I like it again. But then a couple years go by, you go back to, and you're like, arrow pointing to the
finally way up here
one
on your neck. It's like, actually, what do you think? I mean, honestly, I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah. See subcolumn B thoughts on
index.
Thoughts in 2029 on tattoo. And then you got to start carrying around a Dewey Decimal card catalog. So just if you're going to have a tattoo, just be sure that you have it. Here's what you need to do to make sure you're going to like your tattoo.
Okay.
You need a tattoo that you're going to say yes and to. You're going to be a little scared of it. And you're going to say goodbye.
This is a part of the sign-off that I say.
This is part of the sign-off that I say. And I'm scared now. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey, this is Zach Caffrey.
This is Jason Ford.
And we're the hosts of Metaphiles, the podcast that you just finished watching and technically are still watching. And while you're here, if you could, just go ahead and like this episode, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment if you're so inclined. Maybe the comment could be about, and then it'll say whatever the topic was that week. So this is that.
Metaphiles.